Interest rates are at a decade low, and this has impacted senior citizens adversely, primarily because they park their retirement corpus either into FDs or fixed income instruments. So, given this scenario, should they chase yields or should they go for capital protection? To answer these and many other questions, I have with me a renowned author and a certified financial planner, Kalpesh Asher of Full Circle FPA. Kalpesh, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Kalpesh, if I may begin by asking you, what are the risks associated with FDs or fixed income instruments, and which are the risks that a senior citizen should be most cautious about?
Harsh, this is a very tricky situation as far as fixed income goes, and more, a tricky situation for the senior citizens, because we have seen that the interest rates are at an all-time low, and they've been gradually dipping since the last 1 or 2 years. Now, what does that leave, as an options for senior citizens to do who have a mindset of being conservative? They cannot really, go full blast and have an exposure to equities because they need to preserve their capital. And with the bank rates and the fixed income rates giving very less, type of a rate of return, they are compelled to look at little bit riskier options. And in many of the situations which we've seen in the last 2 years, we've seen cooperative banks go turtle. We've seen many accidents in the debt fund space, which has actually shattered the confidence of normal investors, and many senior citizens have suffered a lot because of this. So fixed deposits need to be understood in this perspective, because that is your question. That now people need to be wary of. It's a buyer beware type of a situation where your money should ideally be parked or in a bank which is in the top three. So even if in a PSU bank it's in the top three, put your money there, or in the private sector, put your money in the top three. Do not chase a bank which is offering you higher interest rate on savings bank account or an FD. That is questionable.
I absolutely agree with you, Kalpesh, that capital protection is of essence for senior citizens because they can't at that age expect to go for a capital erosion. So, with that, government-backed schemes are the best option. Would you suggest that? And I think the government has also come up with a senior citizen savings scheme which is offering much better returns than FD of around 7.4%. So, do you think it would be a right product for a senior citizen to invest in?
Yeah, so as far as government scheme goes, there are two, not one, in fact, if you were to see. So, first of all, like you rightly said, there is the government senior citizen savings scheme, which is a part of the small savings schemes bracket, and it's been on for quite a while now. And it still offers a very healthy 7.4% per annum with an interest payout every quarter. And the best part here is that per individual, you could invest up to 15 lakh rupees. And it comes with a 5-year lock-in period with a provision for 3-year rollover also on that. So that could form a very important bracket of your fixed income allocation, secure allocation. And obviously, this is a interest payout, so it's taxable. And second one, which I would like to add, Harsh, here is the Pradhan Mantri Vaya Vandana Yojana, which is marketed by LIC on the government's behalf.
Yeah.
It's a pension scheme. Okay, so again, the limit here is 15 lakh per individual, like I explained earlier, and it is a 10-year product. Again, this is at 7.4% per annum interest, and it gives you a monthly, quarterly, half-yearly type of an interest payout. And if you don't want the entire thing, you can take one payment per year annual. The interest rate could go up to 7.66. So it's a very good product. It's a pension product. Do not mix this with other products of LIC. It's not an LIC product. It's a pension scheme. So we have to keep both of these as your fixed income bracket where money is secure. Only issue here is liquidity. In very certain cases, you could withdraw money, but your entire planning should be done in such a way that you're keeping your money for 5 years and 10 years in these two schemes.
Got it. So, when you say about the liquidity, is there a possibility where a senior citizen can, proportionately allocate funds into these products like SC, SS, or Pradhan Mantri Vaya Vandana Yojana, where they have lock-in and certain portion into more liquid funds or maybe more liquid assets?
Yeah, so ideally that's what I said, that you need to do planning. And you could keep these two things. And there is one more product which is just on right now. It could be discontinued anytime. It's the government's floating rate bond. This is not for senior citizens. It's open for everybody. But it comes with a 7-year lock-in. It is available at 7.15% per annum, 7.15, and it's floating rate. So that is a very good product which gives complete guarantee of what you're going to get and half-yearly basis. And senior citizens again could allocate some money to this. Again, it's a lock-in type of a product. So allocation should be done in such a way where hypothetically you have money in these three type of lock-in things, and you have liquid options also, liquidity options. So you're even some money kept in your bank FDs. There is debt-based mutual funds which could do the job for you, which offer a systematic withdrawal plan option. And there you could expect a little bit of better return from a normal bank FD with an element of risk added to it. It's not completely risk-free. Nothing is risk-free, in fact. So you could have an option there which are open-ended, and it could offer you a regular income flow also. And then you could also look at an option for a corporate FD, AAA rated corporate FD. Don't go in for any product which is lesser than AAA in corporate FD. But this needs to be done with a planning perspective. Say, for example, you have 100 rupees, 50% goes into a lock-in product, 50% goes into these liquid products, so your day-to-day liquidity is not affected, and God forbid, in case of an emergency, some money is available to you to withdraw. Even the senior citizen and the Pradhan Mantri Yojana offer that liquidity window after a certain period of time, but that is in cases of extreme emergency or medical or something which you have to prove. So a complete basket of diversification has to be done in the fixed income bracket.
Got it. So apart from these, are there any other product that you would like to suggest to a senior citizen if he came to you asking for an advice?
Yeah, so good question, Harsh. I was in fact waiting to tell that a senior citizen should not only look at complete fixed income basket for his retirement planning or his day-to-day things, because inflation is catching up, his expenses are catching up, and he needs to look at some portion of equity in his portfolio, because that will let him grow, let his corpus grow and try to beat the inflation. So in equity, the best thing for senior citizens, if they already do not have a decent stock portfolio done by research, then equity-based mutual funds can be looked at, but do that with the help of an advisor. Look at the large cap funds only. Do not go in for the risky mid and small cap segment, and allocate some percentage, 15-20% of your complete portfolio to equity-based mutual funds. That will give you the bump up to beat inflation over your complete portfolio.
Right. So a combination of equity investment with a diversified fixed income instrument portfolio is what senior citizens should invest into to ensure capital protection as well as get a better return on their investment. Thank you so much for joining with us and sharing those valuable insights. I hope most of the queries of senior citizens are answered through this discussion. Thank you so much once again.